Delivering world-class shows to audiences accustomed to the biggest and best is no easy task. But recent success stories such as Dubai Opera and Perle by Dragone are proof that Dubai has entered the big league of the global live entertainment market. Over the years, Dubai has built a strong reputation for being a leading entertainment and cultural hub for the region, and the city continues to attract the best talent in the world. The newly launched Perle Theatre by theatrical genius Franco Dragone, best known for his work with Cirque du Soleil and his sellout Le Rêve shows in Las Vegas, confirmed its place in the history books as the Emirates' first permanent theatre performance with its debut at the end of August 2017. Comprising of a 1,300-seated theatre, 2.7 million litres of water, 65 international artists, and 450 performances every year, Le Perle by Dragone combines breathtaking visuals, heart-stopping acrobatic performances, and a wholly immersive use of water. I spoke with Craig Hartenstine, executive producer of Le Perle, about his views on marketing, branding, and the challenges in delivering such a spectacular show. Craig, it's a real pleasure having you here today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
For the few people who are watching that maybe don't know exactly who you are, do you want to just start by giving a little bit about who you are and your background and your career to date?
I'm actually a third generation promoter and producer. And I come from Pennsylvania in the US. And 4 days after I graduated university, I went on the road with a circus and never went back. And my career took me from promoting circuses in the southern United States to starting the first real regional touring business in Asia Pacific, taking Disney on Ice from Japan to Australia every year, having my own company producing shows with Universal Studios, Warner Brothers, Nickelodeon, touring that to 20 countries around the world, taking some of the biggest shows to China and starting up one of the largest entertainment companies in China, and now here, starting and helping grow the region's first resident show.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you really know the history of the entertainment business.
I've lived a lot of it. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what?
Sorry, I was just fortunate to be able to work in so many different genres.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So what do you think then, from your experience, is going to be the future of entertainment?
The future of entertainment, I think, is going to change from an audience perspective, probably more than anything else. You know, there are going to be fewer and fewer of these large acts that fill 50, 60,000 seat stadiums. What we're seeing now with people listening and gathering music on devices themselves and self-curating, it's really fragmenting the music industry, for instance, which means we have people who are very fervent fans, but there's smaller groups of them. So they're going to want to be able to go and see their favorite artist in smaller venues, 5,000 seats, 7,000 seats, but pay a higher ticket price. And they're going to get much more of that artistic experience, as opposed to going to that 60, 70,000 seat stadium where it's the artist, but then they've got all the special effects around them. And you'll get much more of that raw and intimate experience in these smaller venues. I also think that technology is changing the way that we experience entertainment, whether that's in shows like ours that have technology in them that have never been used in live entertainment before, touring Broadway shows, and musicals that can now travel smaller, faster, and lighter, therefore less expensively, and go to more markets, and basically through almost every genre of entertainment.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Amazing. So, what do you think then when you talk about shows going from major audience to smaller, more intimate settings? What's the most important aspect, or the most important part of that kind of entertainment experience?
Well, it's the connection between the artist and the fan. I mean, I'm no longer in music touring, but we used to talk about something called the 20-30-50 rule. That 20% of your hardcore fans, and they drag 30% along with them, and then there's the 50% who just want to go because it's something unique to do and they've heard about it. And you know, it's that connection, that tribal element with that 20% that they share with that other 30% that really gives you the value of what you see on stage. I mean, you can stay at home and watch on your big screen TV all these live performances, but you're never going to get that electricity of that tribal experience of being in that live venue. And when you compress it into a small venue, I think it just amplifies that experience.
When you are launching a show or a brand like that, what's the best way to start out doing that to raise awareness?
Well, I think that, you know, with shows, for instance, like Le Perle, here we have a genre that a lot of people don't know about in this region. They haven't been to Las Vegas. They haven't seen a lot of these spectaculars. So when we describe it to them, it's very hard for them to understand what it means or to value it, especially in their Dubai experience. And we're getting a lot of comments right now, people walking out saying, oh my goodness, I could never have even imagined what something like this is. So as much as we like to think we're clever marketers, and we think we can build brands, when you're launching a product that is so unique and so new, a lot of it is just getting the audiences through the door so they can experience it for themselves and tell other people, you've got to go see this. You won't believe it.
So what do you think then is the most important thing when trying to penetrate the UAE market? You know, with the new brand or show like
With
this?
a show like this, it really is getting that word of mouth.
Yeah.
It is key. You know, especially when you're trying to target the tourist market. And they're coming from 170 countries around the world to Dubai.
Right.
You can't afford to advertise in all 170
Yeah.
countries. There has to be some real momentum. And I think one of the things that Franco has done a great job of is creating these destination-defining shows, whether it's the Lido in Paris, whether it's House of Dancing Water in Macau, or now La Perle here in Dubai. It has to become part of that bucket list when you go to that destination.
So how then do you go, I suppose, about marketing it locally to people who are on holidays from a foreign market?
Well, you know, part of it actually starts by marketing it to the local residents. For shows like ours, when I say it's destination defining, the local market has to own the show. They have to feel that it's part of their city, part of their town. And I think that's something that Franco has done. If you take a look at some of the stories that we've heard about the Lido and what he's done there, where, you know, Paris had sort of turned his back on the Lido for a while, saying, oh, it's just for Japanese tourists. And after he went in and he recreated it, and he brought back the spirit of the original Lido and really brought back the spirit of Paris, Paris embraced the show. And once Paris embraced the show and it became part of that authentic Parisian experience, the tourists came in droves.
Incredible. You mentioned a little while ago with regards to tech and how that's affecting your industry and the kind of technology you use in your shows.
Sure.
What do you think is the biggest change that's happening in the industry at the moment
Well,
with regards to tech?
Well, I think in regards to technologies, it is bringing down the fixed cost of entertainment. I mean, entertainment is inherently risky. The odds I was once told is that 4 out of 10 entertainment endeavors break even. Maybe 1 or 2 recover their capital. So you can understand it's inherently risky. So when we can have technology that can deliver an audience experience less costly and enable us to change more rapidly to suit the needs of the market, that's really where the power of technology comes to play.
And is there any unique types of technology in, let's say, La Perle, for example, that you guys are using that's maybe just emerging within the industry at the moment?
A lot of what we're using right now is the 3D mapping inside our theater. I mean, we're very fortunate in that our theater was custom built for us. So that enables us to create an immersive environment for our audiences that you couldn't experience anywhere else. We have all these projectors that literally take you from one experience to another seamlessly. And the power of that visually, along with the power of these artists that are literally ordinary looking people doing extraordinary things, you create that emotional bond and that visual bond, it moves people.
Yeah, I can imagine. So what do you think then, you've had a long, well-rounded, solid career, what do you think the future of marketing is going to be within your industry?
Well, it really has shifted even in the last couple of years. I mean, a lot of the traditional routes to marketing a show are gone. And a lot of what we're doing now is using a lot of digital marketing to create audience groups that we can identify, and then you can retarget very cost effectively through your digital platforms, whether that's your owned media, your websites and your social channels, your earned platforms with the media like yourself, shared platforms with your partners, are the ones that you do have to buy. But it enables you to really focus these and on the audiences that are most likely to buy, and really deliver a message that is catered for them. And no longer do you have to go to the market with one message. I can break that message down very specifically, demographically, geographically, and you really get more return that way.
Okay, excellent. Craig, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.